All right, what we need for pizza dough. Not a lot of ingredients, it's pretty simple. This cup is gonna represent some warm water. We need some salt. We need some dry yeast, honey or sugar, olive oil, flour. That is it. Let's do it. Okay, chefs, we're back. We are making pizza today. But as you can see here from my lovely cake, it is my 2-year-old's birthday. Maddie, whose birthday is it?
Maddie.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah.
Can you say happy birthday?
I'm naked.
You're not naked. Alright, so, and one of her favorite foods is pizza. So that's kind of what inspired this. Usually I wait until a little bit later to get into making pizza. But I figured since it is her birthday and we're in quarantine, I might as well make her favorite food. She doesn't really eat anything, but she will hopefully eat this. If you have a pizza stone, great. If you don't, no worries. Use a sheet pan or a cast iron pan or something else. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the dough out. You see how much it's risen, right? All that CO2 that's in the dough right now from the yeast consuming the sugar. Right, so the yeast ate all that sugar and it literally pooped out carbon dioxide or CO2. All right. Sorry, Ryan, you're not gonna be able to do this with me. All right, now listen, I'm using all-purpose flour here. I really tried to get my hands on some bread flour or some high gluten flour, but I wasn't able to. The store just didn't have it. So because of that, that's why I'm not gonna really be able to pick this up and toss it in the air. I'm not gonna be able to really go crazy with stretching it. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna put this right onto the stone, the pizza stone, and I'm gonna stretch it out on there. Maybe even use a rolling pin. Yeah, you wanna get down? Okay, you see Mom. All right, so pick it up. It's very, very delicate right now. Notice I didn't knead it or anything. I just kind of docked it down to kind of get the gas out. And then I got it onto the stone. All right, throw some excess flour here. We'll push off to the side. Okay, and just gently, I'm kind of stretching the dough with my fingertips, getting it to an appropriate size. I want it roughly to be the size of this pan here, of this stone. My oven is preheated to 550 degrees. I don't know if I said that already. All right, we already made our pizza sauce. The only other thing I need, because I'm just making a plain pizza, since it's for a 2-year-old, is the cheese. using a mix of mozzarella and provolone, but you could really use any kind of mozzarella. All right, notice it's not taking me much work at all. I'm just kind of lightly stretching it. If you like a crust, you can make a crust. You just pinch it, the dough out to the edges, and it'll be a little thicker around the edges, a little thinner in the middle, and that's going to form a crust for you. Didn't do hardly any work at all. I'm just stretching it out a little at a time. Okay, there's my pizza, or my pizza dough. The last thing I'm going to suggest is actually a little bit of olive oil and some Parmesan cheese if you had it, but like I mentioned earlier, couldn't find my Parmesan cheese. Put a little bit of olive oil in a cup, and the oil is I'm going to grease my crust with the oil, and then I do have not grated parm, like a shredded parm. I can use. Okay, about 1 ladle of sauce. Might need more, but we're going to start there. Let's go with 1.5 ladles of sauce. Using the back of the ladle, I'm just starting in the middle, stretching it out to the edges. Again, leaving it alone at the edges there for my crust. A little bit more. So maybe I use 2 ladles total. This is a pretty large pizza. Homemade dough, homemade sauce. Doesn't get any better than this. Okay, now I'll take my oil and just lightly drizzle it around. It's going to make your crust get a little bit of color to it, a little bit of brown edges. And then some Parmesan cheese. And the crust. All right, I know we all love cheese, right? I love cheese. But in this case, more cheese isn't gonna make it taste better. I said this in class, more cheese is going to make it greasy, okay? So, put on enough to cover the entire pie, but don't put on so much that you affect it with grease, all right? Just enough to cover. Now that's it. It's gonna go into a 200 or 550 degree oven. It's basically as hot as my oven would go. So I suggest you set your oven as hot as it'll go. And we'll see when it comes out. Voila.